Всем привет, привет, Опенстан, привет, Павел. Так, от игры не тот. То-то не то. Играть в Геншин буду пока. Как собачка.
У нас получается, что
Женщин?
нету ни одного криу катализатора.
Кто ты готова рассмотреть?
Ни одного на мой гидродвуручник. Представляешь?
Угу. Что же нам делать? Спасибо, Игорь, за лайк. Ну страшно. Что там на отдыхе? За горой гроза огромная. Гроза — это нормальное явление. Ой. Ой. Нога обмотана. Что у вас одни ужасы какие-то? О, сюда надо. Все, больше не дает. Вспышки — это гроза. Не надо бояться. Так. Награды за экспедиции готовы. Только она еще не дошла, чтобы дождь был. Если за горами где-то. Вот у нас тут тоже была такая гроза ночью. Так что это сейчас нормальное явление. И ливень, и гром.
Shine down. I'm going in. Let me weave you a verse. Nice and spicy.
Отправляем тебе, Паша.
Inactivities. There's no purpose whatsoever.
Отправляйтесь в мастерскую Бамонт.
Hello? Is there anyone here? Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps...
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are.
Ah, these must be from Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using, but they insisted on paying the...
Wow. So, is...
I can't say for...
Hey! Is this machine...
Why use your hands when...
But where does a big machine...
Ah, well, but basically...
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure. When a trial
А
is
я не
successful,
смотрел.
the oratrice mechan-
So, that's what it's... But... I'm on... Oh, yeah! So that means the hydro...
Even though I've never... Besides indemnity, it isn't produced...
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since
You again?
yeah, but
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great.
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you... If Confreri of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get...
you're from Northland Bank, but we...
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in...
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems that...
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything...
hey, you!
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this.
You kidding? Listen to me.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh,
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's...
can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our... You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses. Oh,
Paimon should...
brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
What's your deal, Brad?
Oh,
Кажется, у нее не было сережки. Нечаянно была?
huh?
У него
Да.
сережка была.
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe...
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp,
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't...
well, I get... I don't, but recently, that is a I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, it was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her, she was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. Because I had awakened it. And
But what is it?
she never explained that. But my guess is, in my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the
Тебе
sea.
понравилось
A
новое
whale?
персонажи
Oh,
как?
that
Или
sounds
оно будет
familiar! When we
меньше
fought
жизни?
against
Слышь,
Лучше
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I
Что,
dreamt of
мальчик?
the whale has always been stuck in my
Тихий.
mind.
на лисочек.
I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as
No,
inspiration,
just
so
this.
why don't you just go ask your master?
You make it sound so easy. But it's been years now, and I've still...
Oh, it sounds
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking...
what? More work for the Northland?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose,
все, давай, пока,
no
спокойной ночи.
choice but to stand trial. And the worst case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel, though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty. So really,
So,
apparently it's besides, apparently the one I'm...
well, that's child for you.
Oh, before I forget,
Huh? Your vision?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So, I think I'll be better off. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse.
Whatever gave you that idea?
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same. Well, since we don't have much
Спасибо,
to do for
Паша,
now,
спасибо.
wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing! The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai.
Спасибо за лайк.
It's so exciting to reach the moment. Lena said that the Opera House is on Aranea. So let's go right
Отправляйтесь на площадь с фонтаном перед оперным театром. О, я там уже был.
Где ты там общаешься?
Закончил с Тартарией. Он мне отдал свой глаз бога.
Ходишь с кем?
Опен Титан, который ушел со стрима. Говорил в начале стрима. Говорил в начале стрима.
Now this is fancy.
Ты контролируешь, что я говорю?
Новый стрим просто.
А?
Place to
Сиди
hold a
без стрима.
performance. No
Почему?
wonder Lenny and Lynette were
Почему?
looking forward to it.
Почему? У тебя спрашивают, почему у тебя молчаливый стрим?
There's a lot
Потому что это лайт стрим, я не активный. Я без вебки сижу, ты чё? Я никого сейчас не развлекаю, сейчас развлекают меня чат. Такие вот очень лайт стримы. Очень поздно, да, я потому что сейчас после работы только могу. Потому и поздно.
one of the customs. What's wrong?
Есть сундуки, которые можно получить в коопе, видела? Сундуки есть, которые можно получить в кооперативе, на арене. там, если сзади трона пойти левого, вверху там есть сердечко, растение в виде сердечка. И там можешь получить сундук, если вдвоем подойдете. Поняла?
Say anything?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here.
Приветствую вас,
Customary for
пан
newcomers to come
Люсин.
and wish for children.
Lynette!
Lenny asked me to wait here for you.
Right.
Говорить будут. Да, говорить будут долго.
There are a lot.
Hey, you're not
I see. In fact,
Это Геншин.
when do you cry?
Wait,
Здесь болтовня надолго.
Just answer me. When do you cry?
when Paimon's really sad? Oh, and
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the
Ну,
ground.
на какой клавише скип? Говорит, это можно скипнуть.
what did the voice say?
Я сижу, прощелкиваю.
Rather than
Итак.
worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you.
Ну, где тут клавиши
He'll get
пропустить?
pretty nervous just before.
Oh, right.
Ты в Геншин играл хоть раз?
Let's go in and see Lenny.
Прежде чем советовать. Нет, на телефоне нельзя пропускать. Тоже вранье. Я на телефоне играю. Во время работы.
Traveler in Paimon. Good to see you.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world.
But you're actually right on time. The audience still has.
Я сейчас на компьютере играю.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations.
Ooh, front row seat.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep.
Hey, Lenny, could you come over here and take a
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go.
Здесь нет спрятан сундуков. Обычно. Ты сходишь, что-нибудь пропустишь. Оперный театр. Мне на балконе нельзя посидеть. Это типа буфет.
This should be. Uh.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what...
Oh, so you heard all of, wait, that's not it, Paimon's, sorry, Paimon's the, oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early, and...
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than...
Oh, so you're not friends with Linney, then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just...
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to...
Wait, Nervillet?
I saw you all chatting just now. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's...
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserves. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise...
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied...
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro...
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations and the performance...
Yay! The show's finally about to start!
Паймон теперь шар.
Oh, they're dimming the lights. The show must be
Паймон теперь
starting.
воздушный шарик. Воздушная консерва.
Sorry.
Я туда
I'm
прилетела.
gonna try to stay quiet.
Ты прилетела.
Welcome one and all to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's
Что
show,
тебе сказали?
Lenny.
Я
And
туда
over here is my
прилетела.
sister
Мне
Lynette,
сказали,
who will be working as my wonderful assistant.
Ага.
Please, let's get...
Hello, everyone.
Ну ты же не летаешь, ты планировала. Вниз.
I know she may seem to be a little...
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that to appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that we...
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette...
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed, but our magical journey has only just begun. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But in which case, I have ample time to make all So, for my next trick, I will require the participation. Please, if my assistants could bring up... There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After one... Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you...
Wow! Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks? Or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside... I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, if the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself...
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go... I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't... Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60! 59! 58!
That's right, perfect! Keep it going! Alright, I'll see you...
54? 53? 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting Marvelette?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38. Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. Ah, what was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried.
25, 24, 23. What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't...
Never mind the decorations. There's no time.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have...
19, 18.
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know 10 seconds and change is still plenty of...
10.
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7.
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5, 4, 3.
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0.
Ta-da!
Is this part... Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage.
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards secure the scene and detain all the performers.
Что-то пошло не по плану.
No one is allowed in or...
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate.
No need to be alarmed, you two. Get to the bottom of it. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, it appears that this incident was not merely some mishap, and there are many indications that it is connected.
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole...
No. This all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared. Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing
Это Фурина
more than a
сестра этой, что ли?
a
Тише.
bald-faced challenge.
Какая же, блин, долбанутая.
How can Lenny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told
Save discussion for a later
Это тоже
time,
безумие
please.
какая-то.
Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney?
I just think that he...
Пока-пока, Паш.
Well, I think it might be a
Ну,
little
Тата
early to
предвестница
talk
вообще.
formally,
Это хотя бы архонт.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she...
A kidnapping and murder carried out under...
Какое интересно второе имя? У всех архонтов же два имя.
Dear people, but what excites me
А?
even more than the obvious truth before our
Ее
eyes
Фурин зовут. Должно же второе быть имя.
I'll be
Хорошего стрима, спасибо.
That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the but with Linny's help. So no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic... Are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Linney and his troupe are all potentials. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big... Linny!
Sorry about everything that happened just...
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared of...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, good to hear. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask, I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't ask for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear. I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to... But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for... Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for...
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just like... Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question.
Oh, well... I'm afraid that would involve...
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind... 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured... But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the...
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfect.
Huh?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As well as you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smacked. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and we're unable. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the...
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both...
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but...
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even... I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick... I've seen a lot of cases. And I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you keep...
The seats were all booked in advance. Sure, it's not like her name is Halsey. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Magic Troop members. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all. That's how it seems.
Okay then.
No need to be so. It is of utmost.
So this is the rope. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler? Whoa. What? Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it. So if a rope meant to hold something. Wait, why would you?
The investigation.
See?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine. Well,
It turns out that I'm sure you already know. In other words,
That much checks out.
let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for.
I see that you're in. If you find any.
We don't have too. The thud.
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath. I'm of the opinion when the pirate.
Wait.
Perhaps the balance was. Oh, that's true.
That does remind.
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think some. Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone. Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you from mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrum, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus.
Huh? Boss. Demoiselle? What?
Well, I am the second
second generation.
My apologies, demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss?
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss.
Okay.
I'll merely try. That's right. Judging from the
Really? Wait, but
intuition, naturally. Farina sure was, but that's anyway.
sounds more.
Well, what's your opinion? All right.
Wait a minute.
Well, in your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a
Well?
And why would that be?
Most astute, no matter how, and if that...
All right, now.
Wait! That's more like it.
Far be it you wish to say...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some...
Sorry, but nope.
No, we're not leaving. Were you always...
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the... So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt.
How can you be so...
Well, I couldn't see but still, we met...
So, it's safe to say that... All right, thank you for your help. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to...
Understood. Then I will be going with you.
Very good. Thanks for...
You may spare the pleasant...
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me, and these are my companions. Would you mind if they...
Oh, new...
Well, let's just say...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other...
Ah, good eye. That said...
the back? You mean...
Very good indeed. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The two magic boxes are. See this flat? The box with the lucky.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that.
I see. So that's the
Precisely. The inner
Oh,
box
well?
would descend after the audience member was put inside and be
Здравствуй,
moved along the
Картфокс.
trolley. Once the box was, the audience member would only be able.
Right.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand.
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back.
Oh,
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
so that's how it all worked. Wow.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand,
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more.
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting.
Опять? Закончится когда-нибудь, да, блядь? Что значит нет? Я говорю да.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different.
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which,
Добрый вечер,
would there be water?
Юрий. Ночь скорее.
Here's a broken
Oh, her clothes are here. But
right. Ugh.
Бодрствую. Просто играю. После рабочего дня. Катя со мной играть не хочет, приходится с компьютером развлекаться. Реквизит. Смотри каталку тоже.
What is this place?
Это запись, да.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Один арбуз.
Alone, perhaps.
Сколько килограмм арбуз?
You're right. Let Paimon write that.
Езжай к Юре.
Seems we're just about
Юра там сидит, лопает один. 3-4 килограмма, говорит, примерно. 3-4. Мало, говорит Катя. Ну, тебе должно быть стыдно. Потому что ты его один ешь. Тебе кошка не нужна наша?
well, we've ascertained the state of the crime.
Катя предлагает. Надо пользоваться.
Apologies for the wait.
So,
Чё это?
the guards say
Спрашивает Юра.
I'll escape through the vent.
They believe the guards
Стыдно ему должно быть.
So the tunnels become like a
In other words, the charge.
charges.
That's right. This is how That's right. This is how.
Не, меня выгонят с кошкой. Так ты все равно съезжаешь.
This also precludes any kind of.
В сентябре, когда там.
practiced. Yeah. Because we've.
They're concerned, and even if that were.
I'm ready to break out
У кошки тоже предание в виде квартиры тогда.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what better way to properly.
Да, так мы кошку никому не задвинем. У нее ничего нет.
What do you mean?
Лоток. Можем с лотком отдать.
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Которая она не ходит. Лоток в клетку.
Yes,
I have eggs shook.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
А что это вы решили ее сопроводить? Гадит? Она очень слишком ласковая. Катя хочет отдыхать, а она к ней лезет.
I was applauding.
and I was giving encouragement.
Марси, да, Марси. Ласковая? Да, ласковая.
Tea is ready to be served. No need for
Она по ночам выходит и начинает ласкаться. А днем сидит день. Вам кошку подменили. А мы не в курсе. Он говорит, вам кошку подменили вообще. Марси ласковая, говорит. А я все чаще замечаю, что на Марсе кто-то подменил.
Please don't worry about it. At my...
Как там Дейзи, спрашивает Юра. Все сгрызла. Сегодня секретарь грызла.
As you wish.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almond.
Ну, обои переклеивать точно придется.
Well, that's it for snack time. No, it would be it was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus?
Блин, Слава, я только сейчас понял, что ты в окружении 5 девушек один. Да. Что? Можно говорить? Он говорит, и никто не дает. Крепись, говорит. Крепливый. Дождитесь суда. Следующего дня. Могу выйти? Меня выпустят вообще? Я же могу выйти. Я уже не могу это слушать. Оп, время. Оп. Следующий день с 8 утра. Примите участие в судебном заседании. Бамс. Чтоб я так спал. Как? Часы просто перевел. Да. Дофига.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did you...
To be honest,
No, no.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected, but don't let that stop you. I shall be terrible.
Since both part, firstly,
Yes, of course.
Это я попросил ее.
thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I
Размять тебя, может, ты захочешь.
You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the...
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call...
Why, of course I do.
Урина.
Allow me to take the first shot and break
Первый
his face
выстрел.
wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Какие планы на следующее воскресенье? Дожить.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
Актуально.
You didn't hear anything else
Что ты говоришь?
at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of
У Кати, возможно, выходные.
No, nothing.
Я не знаю.
But when
Я умираю, он что-то... Знаешь, у меня тоже. Нет. Вот 2 выходных, потом раз, два, три, потом 2 выходных, да. У нас выходные должны быть, по идее. Планов никаких. Просто ждем арбуз, ложимся на пол, на подушке с арбузами и смотрим телевизор. Кондиционер должен еще с Андреем прийти. Юра говорит, пошли гулять. Ты что, мы старые, какой гулять? Куда? Куда ты собрался? Да куда угодно, говорит. Ну, так любой, может сказать. На улицу. Ну, мы вот каждый день ходим на улицу, на площадку детскую. Это считается?
Our identities have nothing to do with...
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell your first priority is to prove yourself.
Я сейчас умру. Арбуз невкусный, кстати. Как так?
They look flabbergasted. Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost... Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled...
Господи, какая она противная, эта фурина. Я не умею их покупать. Где ты их брал? Спрашивает Катя.
Mr. Linney, allow me to reestablish. First, when the thud was heard in the opera house, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Надо на улице покупать. Там могут разрезать сначала тебя, потом арбуз. А если что, принести, говорит, и в морду дать. Кто кому?
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Что он там, что там линия рассказала? Да, это правда. Я пропустил все. Да, ты не можешь сказать. Что он там подставил путешественника? Что делать? Говорите.
In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're all...
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
А что он обманул? Требую тишины.
Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
Что там в линии? Обманул Катя. У меня нет в округе уличных арбузов. И дальше защищать линию. Она говорит, вы и дальше будете защищать линии после того, что он сказал? А что он сказал? Ты не читала? Ну интересно же историю прочитать. Ну чё ты? Сейчас мы переговорим.
Я, кстати,
Все, не мешай.
что вообще Франция пришла.
Well, this is...
Осуждаю.
I didn't think the Hydro
Хорошо
would dig all
вышло.
that up.
Не думаю, что гидрохом.
Sorry, traveler.
Простите. За что простите-то?
Yeah.
Простите нас. Они оба мужики? Они не брат и сестра или что? Вы ни в чем не виноваты. Но хочется никого обижать, но Пэм ужасно зла. Я очень виноват, я знаю вас.
I know you're angry. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just... But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities.
Они
and
фатуи,
goals.
типа?
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
Они из
That's
Фатуи.
right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
Я, конечно, молодец, съел арбуз перед сном. Да.
We could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. But the truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that you met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too.
Да, они Фатуи. Катя, что ты не знала этого,
I'm
что ли?
asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Простите нас.
Of course. I'll answer any... We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. What? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath... From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting...
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
Ладно, пойду спать, завтра тяжелый день. Легкого тебе дня завтра. Спокойной ночи. Вообще выходной завтра, суббота перед Катей. Или за... Или за арбузы с горшка не будешь слезать, или что? И вам, говорит.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. It should have been impossible, of course. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution, and on the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost... After that, the homicide occurred just as you...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
После рабочей недели суббота очень тяжелый день.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed, but like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are... If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusation, huh? Oh!
Пунш. Привет, Пунш. Приветствую в нашем лисьем логове. Кто-то новенький.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue.
That took long enough. Now, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Как все сложно.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, so Linney proceeded to knock him out. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands. Before... And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Ты спишь? Ты уснула?
Does the defendant's side have any objections to
the key to refuting Lady Farina is the order?
Что я должен делать? Поиск противоречий. Не входит в туннель. Никто не передал голос. Ну, опровергнуть. Но это тоже не очень. Тут нечего опровергать. Он вошел в туннель. Правильно же понимаю? Да. А как сменить? Да. Да. Я главное нажимаю. Мне больше ничем проверить. Спасибо за аплодисменты. А, во. Нападает на холст. Вот это вот. Опровергнуть. Да. Мне не похищает Холзи. Это вряд ли. Ну как ты? Полностью.
Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the...
Yep.
See, Linney did not take part in the underground.
Все, я проверил.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to... When the countdown started, Linney did indeed, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been... And the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. Finally, he reached the surface, and that's what...
Опровергнуто. Так легко, просто сказать свою версию и все.
In other words, you believe that he...
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, assuming that what you say is true, Linney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance.
Oh.
That's right, you tell him! And
that? Oh, well, your denial. Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box, you're saying that he wasn't.
Три из 3. Что-то не нашел здесь. И зачем это? Вывалить. Что? Какое? Что является доказательством того, что Лини не было в тоннеле в момент совершения преступления? Странный звук. То есть варианты только вот эти. Ну, странный звук. Что? Опять какая-то новая механика.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member.
Как-то не...
The deceased's name is Cowl. Could there have been a third person?
Опять неверно.
The deceased's name is Cowl.
That can't be right. Oh, is that so?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance. The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would like... The sound we heard may have come from a clash. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people. The deceased's name is Cow. No one entered or...
Линия не мог участвовать. Ну тогда...
The deceased's name is...
Раз. Ага.
The sound we heard may have come... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a... No one entered or... Linny was not in the tunnel at that... The sound we heard may have...
Ну что не так? Ёб твою мать.
No one entered or...
На.
The deceased's name is Cap...
На.
Halsey's clothing was in...
На. Что ты не подмениваешься?
It would have been tough for both people to...
Опять неверно.
Halsey's clothing was in.
Ага.
No one entered or left the opera house. The deceased's name is. Lenny was not in the tunnel.
Типа,
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have... No one entered or... Halsey's clothing was in the
как это сложно. Да что, и это неверно.
What's wrong, traveler? Are you still having trouble?
I see how it is.
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired, the end.
If only we knew how helpful.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel, it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Подождите, я еще раз подумаю. Ёб твою
Lenny
мать.
was not in the tunnel at that... The sound we heard may have... The deceased's name is... The vase was not broken.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes. If there's a similar...
Oh, just a moment, please. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is... Must we really? Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection.
Even so, I trust the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effect.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely, as such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is...
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving...
But something so ridiculous.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but...
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if... Wait just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased... Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these... Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please...
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case is seemingly unrelated...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that.
Тут сейчас главное подозреваемый.
The water from the primordial sea. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember. Now it seems like the hook the rope that held the water. The rope that held the water tank up.
The deceased's name is Cow. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the... I remember there were... Now it seems like the water from the primordial... The deceased's name is...
Да что не так-то постоянно? Кто сейчас главное подозреваем? Вот. А, как... Бля, я не читаю, что наверху написано. Какой реквизит использовал бит, чтобы контролировать время растворения? Не знаю, веревка. Чем бит растворил? Растворителем. Неправильно. Да не... Корень. Как, блять, крюк использовался, чтобы...
It's aced it in the original plan. Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector, when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial... Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the... flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. But he encountered something unexpected.
That actually links together a lot of them were...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused?
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just I shall now invite him on stage to share...
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just... And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial...
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic. Does this not click? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using... But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does... Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Seems using the water as new evidence was...
I think we've all seen enough now. I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice.
Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout. And...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little... I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared. What in the world?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my...
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the...
I understand.
And voila.
sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew...
That'll teach.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry.
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned...
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose... He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to tell the... Seems this won't produce...
Отстаньте.
The strange sound...
Чё там? Драка?
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smacked. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, her panic only intensified after and hearing the commotion, he did not know that mistakenly the two broke with no way of escape. That she would have to...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
At this point,
bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to... Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution...
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some...
Wow! Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected with some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. Cowell thought of allowing... He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause... He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box, and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box. And Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance. As for Linny, he was in the underground. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that while there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work, partner.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we did. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's bag?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one with—
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become— Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the—
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can cause people— It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to— We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Winnie...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left to survive. I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he would—
So you went from orphan—
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our— But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my— He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would—
That doesn't seem too bad either.
It took a while for me to realize just after one particular performance at a banquet. I discovered that Lynette, I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble— The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to
Oh no. So he was But what if I—
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. and they have their... I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the... All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the knave...
So, she'd already...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall... I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Heart.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she had...
So, she...
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently... Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this...
So, from small deeds like distributing magic...
It's alright. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Bye, Lenny.
Наконец-то мы закончили.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for...
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who... And given that there's new evidence from the...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked. Sorry. I might...
Don't say that, Navi.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth. Sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate...
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't...
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Navi is treated...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and...
Alright then,
Ура! у фонтана. Почему мне нельзя ничего подкинуть? И у меня пока нету из-за этого. Угу. $40 гемов. Пойдем потратим их сразу. А, вот надпись. $40 что говорит? 40 смолы. Еще не насобирал. Ух, как много. Ясно.
Shine down. Booba, get them. You're toast. Teamwork is dreamwork. Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my sword. Inazuma shines eternal. Ha. Illusion shattered. I'm going in. Nice and spicy. $26, по-моему, хватит. Ладно. Что там? Нужно. А, пока нет у меня этого. Для этого гильдию надо открывать. Приключений, по-моему. Вон он. Может, открою? Кстати, автоковка. Вот это тоже какая-то. Хочу купить кое-что. Что? Ёпта. Как это все нужно покупать?
За предметы. Окей. Это херня. Ну, это ничего нового пока. Понятно.
Add Astra.
Награды ранга. Алхимия. Если что. Все. Поручение пока не могу делать, да? Да. Ладно, пускай суммер остается. Ну, на этом заканчиваем. Спасибо всем, кто был на стриме. Приходите еще. Вот. Всем спокойной ночи. Всем пока.
The endless journey, I need not worry. I'll get where I'm going. You know those words, they hurt me. You found out what made me angry, then use it to your ability. Now you're trying to avoid me. You're the big problem here, a bully to many for so many years. Now shut your mouth, close your ears. Never learned your lesson and nobody cares. That's what